Hey everybody, Glenn here. Today I want to do a brief video on number one, how to use a looper, and number two, utilizing the looper for effective practice. I often encourage my students to get a looper so that they can basically practice some of the lessons that I give them, and it helps them to run scales and do improvisation over chord changes. Now, you can get a looper as cheap as $75 or $100. There's Jam Man Express, and there's some other ones on the market. Just go to one of the big box online stores like Sweetwater Musician's Friend, GuitarCenter.com, or if you have a big box store near you, go check them out. They're really a great little tool. Even like the Jam Man Express has up to 10 minutes of recording time, and you can overtrack on them. I have the Boss 300, which is the Mac Daddy of loopers. I actually do full backing productions with bass, drums, guitar, everything on there. But for today's purposes, I'll be using an old Boss ME70 multi-effects processor that has some minimal looping properties in it. Regardless, I'm going to show you how to start and stop your loop in time so that you don't get a skip and a beat or anything like that. So hold on, it's going to be a lot of fun, and hope this helps you out. Stay tuned. Okay, here's the Boss ME70. So today I'm just playing through my Roland Blues Cube, and I've got it set. You can see the flashing light on delay. And you want to count like you would normally count. So I'm going to set up a little phrase that I can improvise over. So I'm going to just count 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So if you notice, I had the count going, and I've got that loop running now. And that's what you want to do when you start a looper. What happens is, I just turned it off. If you don't count right, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what will happen. You get a skip in the beat, and then you can't practice over that. So again, make sure you're counting solid. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And you've got the count. All right, so now that we established the way to just basically set up a basic loop, I'm going to do the same phrase that I just did for you, and then show you how you can kind of improvise over it and use it to really experiment with your practicing. Today I'm using my 2010 Gibson ES335 with the satin cherry finish. It's a great guitar, has nice tonal properties to it. I really like the satin finish on it. I think it lets the wood breathe a little more. I mean, some people might argue that even if it has a buff nitrocellulose finish, it's still going to breathe and sound good. But I just like the way it sounds. I played one years ago, and I always wanted one. So, but let's try the same phrase. I'm going to do the same phrase. You can also use a looper even if you just have one chord that you want to experiment over. So for the sake of this demo, just take a C major 7th, and you can kind of do an arpeggio on it, right? So, So take advantage of loopers before you get some other pedals. I mean, I'm sure you got multiple distortion pedals and delay pedals, things like that in your collection. If you don't, then you will eventually, I'm sure. But take advantage of what a looper can do for you, because you're not going to always have a buddy to hang around and play guitar with you. When I started out as a teenager, I had a friend of mine that played mostly rhythm stuff. He was more of a folky. And so it allowed me the ability to just kind of experiment and do soloing and kind of discover, you know, my chops in that regards. If you don't have a buddy to jam with, then it's really good to essentially get a loop station. Like I said, I got the Jam Man 10. I gave that to a student. That was like $75 at Guitar Center on sale. So skip a nice meal out some night and buy yourself a looper. And I don't think you'll regret it in any way, shape, or form. So thanks again. Little tips from the couch today. Have a great day. Be blessed.